Probably 16-13.
All right, there we go. There's NATO's prediction. I'd make a prediction, but like Sonny, my predictions have been lackluster today as well. So I think I'll just focus on doing my job and commentating some sexy Counter-Strike. But here we go. Second time we see Overpass today. And of course, if you've just tuned in, this is week 4 of the Gfinity Elite Series. It is the second season, of course, and it's game 4 of week 4, which means it is unfortunately our last game for the night. But if you've just tuned in, I can guarantee you some awesome CS will be coming up, especially when Stanley is the man looking to get the frags, but it is going to be VKLL to get the opener.
They are going to just be taking over the toilet control. Imi trying to tap away, not going to be landing the frag just yet. NeoSky is going to be finding the frag onto Imi. There's the unarmored player drop, and I'm not sure if... Yeah, that's also the defuse kit, so it's stuck in no man's land. And XMS does actually pick up the smoke, going to be smoking off stairs, but I do think we're going to be seeing a rotation towards the B bomb site. The CTs have read this and have preemptively actually stacked the B bomb site. JBA, good kill. Really good kill, actually. Not a guy we've seen play in Gfinity Elite Series before, if I'm not mistaken. Mighty Max also gets taken down by VKL, and it's looking more and more like an EnVyUs round, and it is XMS. The, by far, probably, well, you can't say by far probably, but definitely one of the stars of this matchup. I would rate him as definitely the best player in this match, and honestly, I actually think XMS is just such a cool player. I'm a bit of an XMS fanboy. That's probably why I picked EnVyUs to win. But it's good to see them getting the first round on the board.
So left-hand side of the screen, 4 out of 5 CTs opting to go for armor and nades as well. What do you think?
Well, I think it's a decent choice. They did get a few kills, and it's pretty standard, I guess, to just go for pistol armor. Imi is the one who normally plays AWP, and he's only decided to go with the smoke, which is pretty standard decision, to be honest. So he is going to try to build up bank so that he can get the AWP as early as possible, which would be in the 4th round, except if Endpoint, of course, win one of the rounds leading into it. So what EnVyUs will be looking to do here is getting NeoSky to get some kills. The SMG and the double kill reward is what they're going to be looking to use and abuse here on the EnVyUs side. Right now, just scouting around on the map, and it does look like eventually they'll be heading to the B-bomb side.
B does look like it is going to be the destination for Team EnVyUs thus far. 45 seconds and counting on the clock, and with almost little to no Frenchies over towards the A-bomb site, it does look like this is where the round is going to end up. Fasher, ready and waiting, hiding behind the pipe as he knows that there are going to be terrorists on the other side, but the majority of the EnVyUs boys are going to be stampeding through short. Jakey and Stanley, a killer piece. Fasher gets one as well and makes it 2 as the CZ75s reign absolute supreme so far here on the B bomb site. 10 seconds and counting. XMS has to plant this bomb down. Endpoint will, oh no, he's decided to fake it, waiting for the CTs to push him down, and in the end, it's going to be an easy round for Endpoint. Jesus Christ.
Whoa, Fasher almost missing that spray, but eventually gets a kill. XMS dies after time, and that's really
awesome.
Crucial. Yeah, it's insane for Endpoint, because they have thoroughly broken the bank of Team EnVyUs now, and a very scrappy round. Definitely not how you'd be.
Do you think it was the right decision to stop planting?
Yeah, I probably do. I mean, it's hard to just stick the plant. There's not a lot he could have really done, and even if he gets the plant, I mean, yeah, I guess you could make the case that he isn't going to win the round either way, but I do also understand if he gets the kill on Imi a bit earlier, then surely he's going to be able to make it out of there alive with his rifle. I just don't really like the decision of going through smokes versus pistols. They were kind of forced into such a situation, but they kind of forced themselves into it because they didn't take any map control in A, really. They just kind of faked the map control. So that's the only thing I'm a bit upset about. But anyway, Imi gonna be taking out JBA, and this time it's the polar opposite. This time it's the CTs with a huge advantage, not only in terms of numbers but also in terms of weaponry and armor.
Mighty Max looking to assert his dominance with a UMP 45 just outside of the toilets, but it's VKL. Wow, 2 kills from the flying Frenchman. And talking about flying Frenchmen, Stanley and Jakey's defense ensures that the Frenchmen definitely go flying over there towards the A-bomb site as they send them back to their spawns. 2-1 Endpoint.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking at an eco round for EnVyUs now. I'm actually a bit interested to know who is calling on the team. Usually it is the guy who buys the flesh. That's usually how I see it, so let's assume it's Neo Sky.
They take it in turns to call a tactic.
Maybe. I mean, there could be a revolutionary way of playing Counter-Strike that people just haven't really warmed up to yet. But a very fast rush coming on to the A-bomb site. They are going to be running into Mighty Max, charging through the smoke. Anton gets taken down. Now he needs to worry about his behind as he gets taken down. VKO takes him down as Imi looks to hang on to the A-bomb site, but also his rifle, and he does actually get taken down by JBA. Now XMS tapping away, takes 1 kill. Might even find one more as Jakey is very low. Unfortunately, does not quite get it. JBA does, though. And now into a 1 versus 1 with Fasher coming in from the bank. But it is going to be Fasher who picks up the 3rd round for Endpoint.
Yeah, Max did pretty well to get 2 kills on short before hitting the deck himself. It did feel like Endpoint made that round a little bit more difficult than it really should have been. But what's important is that they managed to win it regardless. And here we go, round number 5. M4s on the left-hand side, Imi with the AWP, and some tasty Kalashnikovs in the hands of Team EnVyUs. So, let's see what the teams are going to attempt here. Slow and steady wins a race as far as EnVyUs are concerned. They're waiting to see whether Endpoint go for a bit of an aggressive push to try and, you know, get a little bit of information. Max has pushed down long a fair bit, but EnVyUs don't know that just yet. It's Nia Sky who'll be the first man to face him should Max continue pushing down. But I like this from Endpoint. They're pushing down, getting information, getting intel, relaying it to the rest of their teammates that no one's there. And as well, it leaves them in a physical position where they could maybe catch the terrorists off guard.
Yeah, they are going to be just taking the map control. And the other A player, Jakey, the rotator, is actually towards the B bomb site and just dropped down from the heavens. Of course, the T's are likely not going to be knowing this, but if only they did know. And I think it's Mighty Max who has been just left here on long. If XMS checks this, this would be a free frag, apologies. But he doesn't, and Mighty Max, instead of actually looking back towards where the flash came from, he's just going to be getting behind every single man. Takes a shot maybe a bit too early, but does take 1 frag and stays alive. All good so far. XMS in the meantime finds a frag, and Mighty Max finds yet another, looking for yet more, as Neo Sky has to cower in fear. 10 seconds left, and he is being shot in the back. XMS now, with the duel versus Jakey, is going to win it, but that is pretty much all he's going to be able to make of this round, and I don't think he died after time this time around, even though it was really, really close. We'll be able to see that on his money, I guess.
XMS, obviously, probably when you look at this EnVyUs lineup, the main player that stands out for obvious reasons. And I think it's safe to say he's standing out on the scoreboard as well, with the most frags.
But he's only got $700, and he hasn't bought an armor or a pistol, so I guess he did die after time.
Yeah, he must have done. He was done a good spot, actually. I wasn't looking for it, yeah. But here we go. Endpoint with guns galore, as far as they're concerned, and grenades galore as well. A Molotov on pretty much everyone bar Fasher, which really just emphasizes how much money they've got in the Endpoint bank right now. Going a little bit more passive towards the A-bomb site. Again, they're looking to keep their distance. They'll know that money will be tight on the EnVyUs side. You don't want to get too close with the pistols because, well, it was a nice deagle kill from JBA. But, you know, when the deagle can do that much damage from that kind of distance, imagine what it can do up close, right in your face. XMS coming very, very close to getting a kill with just a Glock to really showcase the point I was trying to make. But now, in a 4 versus 1, Anton has it all to do, and he's going to pick up the bomb, but let's be honest, let's be real. He might get 1 or 2 kills, but Endpoint shouldn't be giving this up.
There are 2 players low though, and he does have some time to work with. If only someone would peek him behind this Molotov, I'm sure that he'd use it as a one-way. But they look to be giving him a plant, it seems. Question is, does Anton want to go searching? Looks to be the case, and that's going to be his demise. Stanley takes him out, and so far it's actually pretty... Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the Excel Prophecy match where everything just seemed so slow. It's almost like, because they're playing mix, there's not that much stuff going on at once. It seems like it's one guy trying to make a play, then another guy trying to make a play, instead of coordinating your efforts and actually trying to attack a site from, or even multiple sites, just trying to attack the CT defense from multiple places at once.
Well, let's see if this changes now, because EnVyUs do finally have some ammunition to play with. AWP in the hands of JBA. XMS with an AK. In fact, all of the rest of Team EnVyUs wielding AK-47s right now. Endpoint, interestingly, opting to put 4 players on that B-bomb site, leaving only Imi by himself watching a long. There's going to be Maxo to rotate round down towards the stairs, where he'll be able to rotate between both A and B pretty fast. Boost coming in as well, Stanley, to keep an eye on the short doors as the terrorists group up outside the B-bomb site, outside short. But the bomb looks like it's rotating towards the stairs, which leaves it in a pretty healthy position to rotate between either of the 2 bomb sites. It's almost like Team EnVyUs are just playing different cards, and they'll wait and see whether or not they can play their cards right, and once they get an opening frag, look to capitalize on it.
So, JBA trying to open up the B-bomb site isn't going to have much luck. Anton won't have any luck either. Now, they just Molotov'd out before they even get going into the site. BKL looking to see if he can make any work, but Imi takes down XMS over the A bomb site. BKL drops. Not only does he drop, he also drops the bomb, and it leaves NeoSky in a world of trouble.
Don't leave him hanging, bro.
Escape, yeah.
Oh, God. Well, he's going to leave Max hanging there.
It is looking like Endpoint. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they most certainly do.
They've got it under control.
Of course, of course. Well, I mean, Imi, as far as I'm aware, in-game leader, probably one of the most experienced, you know, predominant players in UK Counter-Strike in really the scene or in the circuit at the moment. And that aside, again, it makes a nice mix. You've got Max, who's, even though he's pretty young, has been playing CS for a very long time. Then you've got the new, slightly less experienced talents, but the phenomenal aimers like your Jakeys, like your Stanleys. And together, they really do make a phenomenal team. But let's wait and see whether or not they can find just enough chemistry to get this game over the line. Max with a double, Max with a triple, EnVyUs crumble. And JK will round things off by bidding au revoir to XMS. And there we go, 7-1.
I didn't know you were bilingual.
I'm not. I just happen to know that au revoir is bye in French. Do you remember when I did the introduction in German?
Oh my God.
Germany.
Yeah.
You should have seen the amount of people's eyes that lit up in the crowd. They were just like,
oh my God, he's one of us.
In English for the past hour. And now suddenly he's commentating in German. We might actually understand something.
And then that light that just got completely extinguished as soon as you started talking English again.
Yeah. Google Translate's finest translation. I'm telling you. It was all in the accent. That's why it was so convincing, even to Germans themselves. But there we go. Team EnVyUs, NATO. It just almost seems like they've only had one gun round, and we're almost approaching the end of this first half. Can't remember the last time they actually had guns.
No, it's been a lot of scrappy mixed buys, quasi-buys, as all of the cool casters call them. We do see a boost here from EnVyUs, and that's not going to end well. Good Molo Stanley, who's not afraid to take a fight. How is he hitting that spray through the smoke?
That's probably what NeoSky is asking himself right now.
Yeah, true. But it also just seems like they're not playing together. Like, it doesn't even seem like anybody's calling. It seems like they're just going wherever they like and try to open a site. No, it seems like they're playing this match to just get it over with, kind of, which is a shame.
Yeah, it's not the first time as well that we notice them not really watching their backs. And there we go. I was kind of hoping that they would line up perfectly for him there for a second, but there we go. Stanley getting 2 kills towards the end of that round, and so far, so good if you're a Team Endpoint fan at home. And obviously, as far as Team Endpoint are concerned, really coming into this week before we played any games, Team Endpoint were on 7 points, winning 2 and losing only 1. The game that they lost was last week, of course, up against the Danes of Reason, your friends. So regardless of that loss, they end up making this a 3rd win. It will really leave Endpoint in quite a commanding position going into the rest of the Elite Series. Yeah,
that's obviously really good for them. I mean, we've gotten to a point where... Okay, never mind. I was just about to say we've gotten to a point where XMS is AWPing. They did actually do quite a fine job there. But it just doesn't seem like... You know, someone searching a kill on A long, someone searching a kill on B, someone searching a kill... It's
there's no tactical plan. There's no togetherness, given how the team are playing. There's no coordination, and I think it's safe to say that not only do we realise that, but the guys at home realise that as well. It is unfortunate, but this is what happens when you bring new players into a lineup. Counter-Strike is a difficult game. You need time to gel as a team.
Yeah, that is completely true. But as we say that, though, you don't need any time to gel when JBA just picks up 4 kills from nothing, pretty much. I mean, them running around just trying to take fights, it might not work that well on the T side, but as soon as they go over to the CT side, if they individually can outmatch Endpoint, they have a real go at this, and they do have players who I think should be able to. At least a guy like XMS, I'd see him as having a higher individual skill ceiling and probably a higher, just a higher general level than the Endpoint players.
So Stanley hiding outside the pipe towards the A-bomb site, outside of the tunnel. Jakey's right-hand man, he's going to fall back though. Team EnVyUs, they've not really sent anyone towards the A-bomb site really, so even if they let this clock run down and try and execute towards B. Given that Immy as well is all by himself on A, yeah, I think the rotation will come in, and they're not really giving Endpoint any questions, or asking Endpoint of any questions. Jakey gets the trade-off frag as Max remains hidden on this bomb site, but suddenly XMS and JBA launch into frag mode, leaving Immy all by himself. Endpoint there for me went down far too easily on the bomb site, and now Immy with an AWP should just fall back and just try and keep a hold of this AWP, but I think Endpoint were disappointed with themselves.
Yeah, but I mean, in that round, it's also just a bit unfortunate with Max's timing. It's not something that's down to him making a bad decision, I feel. It's just that we could see it on the X-ray. There's 3 people coming at him, and he's waiting for the right moment to pounce. And as soon as he, flies out from the pillar, it looked like that was the exact moment around this side of the site, So it was just really unlucky timing. Had he peaked, half a second earlier, I think he would have fairly easily gotten the kill onto XMS, and you never know what could have happened then. Maybe he takes another, and that can really change the round. I mean, there's so many small things in CS that just make such a big difference, and something like just shooting your man, shooting the guy that comes running at you, and having that one-to-one trade even, it can just have such a big impact, even though it might not always seem that way. A good flash coming in, Flasher, finding them all out in the open, and they are just being, pulled apart.
They're being mowed down. Fasher, Stanley, Fasher, Jakey with 2 early on in the round as well. And EnVyUs are unfortunately being torn apart, blown to smithereens by the Endpoint machine. And despite that, Team EnVyUs can still afford them AK-47s coming out, except near Sky. What do you want to see EnVyUs do differently? Because it's reaching a point now where they really do need to get surely at least 2 more rounds on the board, then go on to win the pistol the second half, if they are to realistically stand a chance in this game.
Well, I think one of the first things that I would personally do, and it's always a hard decision to make, I guess, but I would not make XMS your entry fragger. Like, it seems like he's having to do a lot of the work by himself. No one's really setting him up, but he's also mostly the entry fragger. And I know on EnVyUs he is the entry fragger, but when you've got a player that's so much better than everyone else on the team, and everyone knows it, he shouldn't be the first guy in. He should be the guy being the second guy or third guy in, so that he can actually trade his teammates and actually end up in some clutch situations and use the experience and his superior individual skill to actually, you know, make an impact. But I feel if he's going in first with no support, then it's just so hard to make anything stick. And you see him here again, being removed from the server without even having a chance to shoot back. Stanley getting 3 beautiful kills, actually a 4th even. And Fasha and Stanley, they are just so strong on that B-bomb site. It's insane.
They are. But at the same time, I don't think Team EnVyUs are doing themselves many favours. Walking into Stanley's crosshair, one at a time. Didn't really have any flashes flying in towards that bomb site. No really smokes cutting off the choke points. And it's men against boys. We've seen some awesome comebacks and potential comebacks so far today. But I've watched a lot of Counter-Strike in my years. And you talk about your gut feeling, NATO. My gut feeling tells me we're not going to see any of that here, unfortunately.
No. I mean, it's the few rounds that EnVyUs have won, it hasn't been down to team play either. It's been down to getting the picks early and then having one guy just go off on the round.
Yeah.
We see an early entry here as well, but quickly, it isn't traded out, but they do, oh, well, they do trade it out, but just not on the player that got the kill. Next miss, not checking behind himself, also going to be taken out by EnVy, and because of him not checking behind himself, JBA gets caught in no man's land with a knife out, and it's just it's pretty uninspiring CS that they're playing right now. It doesn't. No one's really making the plays that can get them back on track, I feel.
Yeah, so Near Sky. Oops, sorry. Near Sky managed to get a kill onto the bomb site, and despite that, you know, this is the thing, this is what you're talking about really, NATO. So one of the EnVyUs players, Near Sky to be exact, manages to get a kill on the bomb site. He's got the bomb. Anton, I understand he was on the other side of the map playing it patient, trying to see whether or not he can get a kill there. But as soon as your teammate gets a kill on that other bomb site, you've got to leg it. You've got to rotate whilst Near Sky, you know, gives it a bit of time. Bomb will have been called, or Near Sky needs to fall back and take that bomb with him to meet up with his other player. They need to take the bomb site together. That last round, we didn't see any of that. It was almost like the bomb itself was an irrelevant entity, and it was just a case of like, right, we've already lost this round, boys. Let's just see who can get an exit frag or two.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem is also that in a round like that, no one highlights that Fasha is a B player. So News Guy, it's maybe a bit weird that he. Yeah, let's actually just take onto that thought. EnVy is going to be found here by JVA, and the EnVyUs players are just swarming the site. They do get actually 2 more kills, and now it's a 2 versus 4 situation. Stanley even has an AWP as well, so it's going to be real hard for him to retake, especially if he has to go through this smoke. It is fading, but XMS, in the meantime, takes down Fasha, and it looks like Stanley, he might be getting some consolation kills, but that's just about it. EnVyUs will be picking up the round. And just to end the thing that I was talking about, it's that no one's saying, I mean, the players that are dead, in my opinion, should be saying that, you know, Fasha is playing B. As soon as Newsguy gets the kill, so he doesn't just take the bomb and run over and try to plant, because Fasha's been the monster player every round. It's highly unlikely that when they get 2 random frags on the B side, if he's not dead, it's highly unlikely that he's, you know, playing on the A bomb side or something like that. But it's just, you know, part of the communication that you can give your mates that just elevates your level so much. But I think part of it is probably due to the language barrier, that they're just not calling out these pretty, standard things, at least for this level, and that's a shame.
It is a shame, but still plenty of Counter-Strike to be played. I think Endpoint will be looking to certainly, I mean, it's pretty obvious that they'll be looking to win the pistol round, but if they can win the pistol and then go on to capitalize on the next couple of rounds, then they seriously will be in such a commanding position. Let's see whether or not they can do it. Terrorist side now for Endpoint. Fasher, EnVyUs, all heading together with the bomb, while Stanley and Mighty Max go searching frags elsewhere, just to make sure the CTs don't play too aggressive, see whether or not they can, reduce the number of some of these CTs defended. Max looks close to be doing that. XMS down to 33 points of health, but he does have to be careful because Neosky has also pushed up. The only downside is that Team EnVyUs have gathered a lot of information, and now we more than likely will start to see EnVyUs maybe at least rotate VKL over, given what we've seen so far.
Yeah, you'd hope so. They have a lot of info towards the B bomb site. Of course, they can't just completely vacate the B bomb site because they don't have short water control.
I think they can afford to send one person over.
Yeah, most definitely. And that was a very crucial kill coming in from Fasher. Now it looks like Endpoint are going to be speeding off that one kill. Jakey finds Anton. Really good flash and really good kill. And everyone else is just locked out of the site now. Neosky and XMS, they need to make quick work of these terrorists because they don't have a kit. But I doubt that it's going to happen. Max going to be finding XMS, and it's all left to Neosky. Good tap onto the first. Let's see if he can find more. Looking for Fasher, not going to be finding him though. It's actually Mighty Max that takes him down. But it's also just, well, clear-cut evidence that they are a mix when no one buys a kit on CT. That's usually, then you know it's
That's one of the warning signs.
Yeah, exactly. Because if everyone buys armor, then yeah, they haven't really. No one's willing to kind of sacrifice himself. Either that, or they just haven't talked about it. Haven't even had the thought.
So early molly. Unfortunately, I don't think that reached the exact destination that Mighty Max had in mind. Regardless of that, the firepower is with the Brits. 2 AK-47s. There was a UMP as well that was in the hands of EnVyUs, but thanks to Anton, it is now on the ground. Man advantage to EnVyUs before Fasher evens things up at 4 versus 4. VKL can't stand his ground over towards that A bomb site. And at 3 versus 2, EnVyUs might still pull the upset off here. Jake and Mighty Max, the two Endpoint players, ready to rumble with AK-47s. Really, the players looking to make a difference. Neosky gets a kill onto Jakey, leaving Mighty Max in a bit of a conundrum versus JBA. Oh! JBA with the headshot, and he will win he'll win round number 17 for Team EnVyUs. A round he had absolutely no right to win. But a little bit of complacency kicking in for Team Endpoint. And well, Team EnVyUs live to fight another day.
If I have to be a real, I don't even really know what I would call myself. But it's just like, if I have to be super, like going into every single detail.
Yeah, picky.
Yeah. I would say that in Mighty Max's position, what he could have done is just go down the stairs. Not bank, but the other stairs. He had a Molotov for the bomb, and he almost certainly must have known that JVA didn't have a smoke. And now he just got absolutely destroyed.
Anything you can do with your pistols, we can do better. That's what EnVyUs saying right now. He'd probably be saying that in a slightly more Scouse accent, but that's far from the point. But anyways, here we go. Endpoint creeping up long, looking to deal damage over towards A. Deal damage is exactly what Fasher did to Anton. Fasher gets his second. The Dutchman is on fire. Hat-trick of kills for Fasher. And now Neosky in a 1 versus 2 with it all to do, which he can't do. EnVyUs with his second kill of the round. And Endpoint, despite a small hiccup in the round before this one, redeeming themselves.
I saw EnVyUs on the hall. I said, good luck. He said, I don't need it.
confidence, mate.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
Counter-Strike is all about confidence. Who was it that said that once?
Probably everyone has said that once in life. I feel like that's like one of the most... I
feel like I'm quoting you out of your autobiography.
No. But I feel like... I mean, it is just so true. Mighty Max looking to find this kill. Takes him a while, but still doesn't actually drop a single point of HP. VKL looking for one, finds Stanley. At this point, if you can save the AK, that's actually probably the best you're going to get from this round. So they are going to try to smoke off short so they can get the AK. And from that, they will get it. And they are going to just try to see if they can run off here. I think Anton will probably stay and try to look for another gun. But a MAC-10 is not something that he can really use, so he has to stick around for yet another. And simultaneously, he's also making sure that VKO only has to worry about the ones that have rotated through the CT spawn, go up to A and go through mid. And it's highly unlikely that they can even have the time to actually make such a long rotation and flank him. So well played by the last two players alive. I mean, they did what was needed, but unfortunately it was not enough.
No, it wasn't, and it's hard to see really what is going to be enough for Team EnVyUs given the current situation in which they find themselves in. And I think just a quick peek at the right hand side of the screen for any avid Counter-Strike fan tells you a lot about the awkwardness of the situation that Team EnVyUs currently find themselves in.
Yeah. Definitely does. And the Deagle drops one of the smaller guns, so they're all good for now. Anton trying to make a play, and it's actually working out quite well for him. He does not win the duel, though. That means now that EnVyUs are in a 3 versus 5 situation. XMS, the guy that we're looking to change the outcome of this game, so far hasn't actually had the impact that you expect of a player of his caliber, but we'll see if that is going to change here in the 20th round of Overpass between Endpoint and Team EnVyUs. The B execute is going to be coming into full effect. Flashes are in. XMS gets taken down through the smoke, and I don't think there's much left in this round. VKL is going to be taken down. Fasher looks for another, actually finds him. And now 2 players under heaven. He finds just one more. It's an even Steven situation. He is actually going to be finding Stanley as well. And now NeoSky gets an AK. He flashes for his mate. A good flash as well. Unfortunately, JK is not blinded. VKL got it all to do. 3 kills already, but Emi the Wiser takes him down. And it's match point even, for Endpoint. And EnVyUs need 5 more rounds if they even want to just come out of this matchup with a single point.
Correct. And it's hard to really see them getting that. Again, thanks to a quick glance to the right-hand side of the screen. But it is what it is. And Counter-Strike sometimes one of them games where you've got to make do with what you've done. So, Jakey leading the charge towards the B bomb site. Max with one, Jake with one of his own, and suddenly EnVyUs are dropping like flies. The Fat Lady is very, very close to singing here in round number 21. And of course, if Endpoint do end up winning this round, that will be the end for our broadcast of week 4 of the Gfinity Elite Series Season 2. Anton, talking about the number 2, is on 2 HP, will go down. And ladies and gents, Team Endpoint are climbing up that table.
They definitely are a good scout to take. EnVyUs, though a mix, still very good individual players.